How come no one ever talks about the fact that Chris Christie's name is just the same name twice, but slightly different? Kind of like Philip Phillips or Christopher Christopherson. I just thought about that for the first time, and now I can't unthink it. It's kind of weird. Anyway, this is why Chris Christie will never be president. Howdy gang, Richard Nixon is alive and well, although well is a relative term considering that he's living in New Jersey. Governor Chris Christie embodies corruption with style. He even kind of looks like an Italian mobster, right down to the ravioli-only diet. By the way, that's the only fat joke I'll be making in this whole video. I don't want to overstay. Same bacon. Difference! Chris Christie was elected in 2009 as the Republican governor of a highly liberal state, which he has touted as a testament to his electability. However, there are a couple of problems with this. First of all, he was elected as governor of New Jersey, which hurts his case for electability in America. And second, even the people of New Jersey aren't all that excited about a Chris Christie presidency.
According to the poll results among voters in the traditionally blue state, former Secretary of State and possible Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton tops Christie and every other potential Republican contender for the 2016 White House race.
And conversely, Chris Christie hasn't made the nicest comments about his own home state.
Under your watch, New Jersey has undergone 9 credit rating downgrades. Why should voters believe that your management of the country's finances would be any different?
If you think it's bad now, you should have seen it when I got there.
What should we do?
What we should do is to be investing in all types of energy, John. All types of energy. And I've laid out...
In government?
No. Judge, you want me to answer, you want to answer. How are we going to do this? Because I got to tell you the truth, even in New Jersey, what you're doing is called rude.
So if Chris Christie and his constituents don't really like each other, why would he have a better relationship with the rest of the country? In 2012, Chris Christie was heavily touted as a potential candidate, back when Mitt Romney's closest thing to competition was a cowboy who couldn't memorize 3 things and a pizza guy. Had he entered that incredibly weak field, Chris Christie could have consumed the whole enchilada. Okay, that's really it this time. Instead, he stuck around in New Jersey, where disaster struck.
Well, things are very serious here in Asbury Park right now. We've had power outages throughout the day, and they're increasing throughout the city.
Oh no, I'm not talking about the hurricane that caused $71.4 billion of damage to the United States. I'm talking about Chris Christie's disastrous reaction when the President of the United States came to assist New Jersey.
And when Frank Lund spoke with a focus group of voters in New Hampshire about New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, as you're about to see, well, the conversation became very heated over an embrace that took place back in 2012. Watch this.
I can't get the picture out of my mind of after Superstorm Sandy when Obama landed in New Jersey and he just cuddled right up to him.
I never forgave him for hugging Obama.
Right. Yeah. It's just a hug.
I agree with that. I can't let it go.
You don't have to embrace him. There's multiple pictures on different visits where he's sitting there full embrace. Shake his hand.
You know, I said to the governor when I interviewed him, I was still angry about, he says it wasn't a hug. All right. I was still angry about that. That hurt Mitt Romney.
People were particularly upset about the show of positivity toward Barack Obama because it occurred the weekend before the election, which some have argued may have hurt Mitt Romney's chances. However, A, that would imply that Mitt Romney had chances to begin with, and B, what was Chris Christie supposed to do? Go up to the man who just approved billions of dollars of funding for hurricane victims, reach out to shake his hand, and then be like, psych, smell you later, Barack. Also, this isn't even a hug. At best, this is a firm handshake with maybe a little bit of sexy back rubbing, and that's it. It's not a hug. Ultimately, this show of affection may have seemed to be a bridge too far, but Chris Christie's real scandal would be a bridge not far enough.
David Wildstein, second highest ranking New Jersey appointee at the agency, wanted to see what would happen if the 3 lanes and toll booths set aside for local traffic coming onto the George Washington Bridge were reduced to 1 lane, with the other 2 lanes being given over to the main lines that come in off Route 95 and the interstates.
Basically, some of Chris Christie's people were accused of deliberately creating traffic jams in Fort Lee, New Jersey for political gain. But it still leaves a lot of questions unanswered. What was the exact motive? How much did Chris Christie know? Some say that the closures were retribution against the mayor of Fort Lee, Mark Sokolich. I tried talking to him, but he couldn't hear me yelling from my apartment. People say that when Mark Sokolich didn't endorse Christie in the 2013 gubernatorial election, Christie wanted revenge. But I can't help but wonder, who's telling the truth? All I know is that this is Serial. The Bridgegate scandal may have hurt Chris Christie politically, but I don't think it's the main reason that people aren't voting for him. One reason why I think Chris Christie may not have what it takes to be president is that he seems to be distracted by romance. Yes, at all the Republican debates, Chris Christie seems to be fixated on one woman in particular.
Wait till you see what Hillary Clinton will do to this country and how she will drown us in debt. She is the real adversary tonight. Believe me, Hillary Clinton's coming for your wallet, everybody. Don't worry about Huckabee or Jindal. Worry about her. Secretary Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Secretary of State Clinton, Secretary Clinton, Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton cannot be president or Hillary Clinton.
Governor Christie, as a cartoonish schoolyard bully, you of all people should know that saying a girl's name repeatedly indisputably means you like her. You even know her middle name.
I like Marco Rubio. He's a good guy, a smart guy, and he would be a heck of a lot better president than Hillary Rodham Clinton. Avoid what Hillary Rodham Clinton will do to you.
Why does Chris Christie feel the need to keep repeating Hillary's middle name? Did her father, Hugh Rodham, rip off his dad in a textile sale once? Or does he just not want us to get her mixed up with all the other Hillary Clintons that exist? In reality, the real reason why Chris Christie keeps invoking Hillary Diane Rodham Clinton's name is because he wants us to imagine him debating her in the fall. And that's not a terrible strategy. He's a pretty good debater, and there's nothing Republican audiences hate more than Hillary Clinton. But for all the efforts Chris Christie is making to show us why Hillary Clinton shouldn't be president, he hasn't really made a case for why he should be. And that is why Chris Christie will never be president. In any case, let's enjoy a brief clip of O'Malley's March.
Even during the darkest times, we knew that O'Malley's March was not a very good band. Merry Chestnut.